Hello and welcome back to this course, and in this specific lecture we are going to discuss and we are going to kinda see what we have in our Android Studio software and our Android Studio IDE, what kind of tools we can use, and just the Android Studio hierarchy where we are going to actually build our project, and you will build your projects in the future. And first things first, and what I want to mention in Android, like a hierarchy and overall look, and what we can find in this application is to the left we have our project panel right here. As you can see, it has a bunch of different folders. It has a Gradle folder, which you probably shouldn't do anything with that. It's just an idea folder, is also not very important stuff. It's just a folder for Android Studio. And in the actual app folder, right here, we have a different folders which we are going to actually change things and create things. And in the build folder, we have our auto-generated build stuff, which is going to be generated by Android Studio automatically, so you probably shouldn't do anything in here. The libs folder is just for libraries, and in this like project we are not going to touch this folder, but in the next lectures and next projects we are going to discuss what are libs, how to implement them, and etc. And probably the most important folder for us, for developers, is a source folder. For short, it's SRC. And if we open this up, we got two folders. In my case, I have some kind of Android test folder. I don't know if you are going to have this one, but it doesn't have like much of information, and you shouldn't touch this. And in the main folder, like in the app source, the main folder, we have Java folder, and in the Java folder we have like our package, com.moberts.funengineeringfacts, and in that package we have our like Java file for our actual app logic, where we are going to write Java code. And of course we can have like a bunch of different more like packages and files for Java and for actual logic. Okay, so in a resource folder we have everything what is relatable to what we actually see in the application. So drawable folders, this is a general folder, and in all the drawable folders, these ones, we are going to just like put our images, icons, and stuff like this. In the layout folder, we can open up this layout folder and open up activated main.xml. This one right here. We have our actual activity and how all the actual view of this specific screen. And this is actually like a main activity where this activity is going to be opened up once our application will start. And in here we just have a code. We have like two screens, okay? So we have code screen, which is written in XML, like language or something like this. And we are actually going to like discuss this in the future lectures. And to the right, we have a preview screen, which is going to, if we actually copy this one and create another one, you will see that we are going to get. Okay, so this is just code, and this is a preview screen, which is going to just change whether our application will change. Okay, when we actually change the code, and and this is just a text tab at the bottom, as you can see, and we have also a design tab where to the left we have different layouts, widgets, containers, text fields, and we can like grab them like a button and drag them over to our screen, and we created a new button, and we see we have this button in our text tab. Okay, so this is our layout folder, and in the menu folder we have menus, and what a menu is just a overflow menu, as we thought about, as you actually learned about this in the previous lectures. It's just a menu. Okay, so for more like options, for settings, about information, and so on. Next we have MIP maps, and MIP maps are for the launcher icon. And what is the launcher icon? And the launcher icon is the icon we are going to see in our applications in the Android device, which if we will tap this icon, our application will start. Okay, so we are going to place our icon in these folders. So and one another thing is all these folders has the structure drawable dash HDPI, for example. If this is for a reason, HDPI is high quality, MDPI is medium quality, extra large quality, and extra high quality, and this is and so on. Okay, and next we have values. We have values folder, which has a dimensions, strings, styles, and so on. We are going to discuss them in the later lectures. And we have our Android manifest file, which is in where we are going to actually, as you can see here, we write a bunch of different information which is required for our application. For example, in this activity, like between activity tags, we have our main activity file, and we have a label, our application name, basically, and that main activity file, Java file, is going to be launcher, which means it's going to be launched once our application will start. Okay, so this is basically our folder, and it has more different information which we are going to discuss in later. And if you, for example, want to close our project panel, you can just click on this button, and our project panel was trimmed, was hidden from our screen. And if we want to get back to this project, you can just click on this one, and you actually can go to this low left and just press on the project. And also in the Windows, and as you can see, it has different more different options for you. And if we go to window and if we go to view, not a window, but if you go to view, you can see a bunch of different information, a bunch of different views which you can actually change. Okay, so if we, the next thing what I want to show you is if we, for example, did some kind of error. This is not an error. Let's just write a real error. As you can see, Android Studio pop-ups and mentions us that we created some kind of error, and it has some rendering problems. And if we try to make our project, and it's not going to start our project, but it's going to compile it, basically. Go to make project. Our Gradle is executing all tasks, and it's going to open up a new screen at the bottom. And as you can see, if we are going to make some kind of errors, and we are going to make a lot of errors, and it's not, it's just a programming stuff as usual. And as you can see in here, it compiled our project via Gradle, and as you can see, it throws up an error saying error parsing XML not well formed, which basically means we made some kind of error in our XML file. As you can see, it's messages screen. We are in the messages screen, which just throws all the errors. We got a terminal screen, and we got a logcat screen. This is where we are going to see. Also, we are going to see errors and different application like actions while applications just basically is running. We see how different buttons will click and stuff like this. Okay, so I just wanted to show that. We are going to back, and as you can see now, it had some error. I think I just changed it to the right, but as you can see, it stays with that error at the end, and we want to go to build and clean our project, which basically means it's removing all those kind of caches and resource like errors, small errors. It's going to clean our project. It's going to make our project basically clean, and you are going to use this build and clean project a lot. You're going to use this project a lot, and I just saw that I actually made this kind of error. And now and the next thing I want to mention is a cleaning function, go to build and clean project, which basically means it's going to clean our project from previous like errors, previous caches and stuff like this. And it's basically going to make our project clean, and you are going to see a lot when you think that you actually resolve the problem, but application still throwing some kind of errors, some strange errors, and RStudios like errors and stuff like this, and you want to go to just build any clean project or rebuild project. And this kind of trick is going to make our project clean, and you're going to get a clean code. And now if we want, we can run our application, run app, or just press on this green button, which was green. Now as we just pressed on the run, it turned gray. And I have actually already ran it in our emulator, our Geomotion emulator. And yeah, what else I could mention? At the top, as you can see, is some kind of navigation where you can navigate through different folders easily without having like this, and you can go to main, res, and then res. I want to go to layout folder, and yeah, and this kind of yeah. Oh, our ABD manager was started, and we can just basically run our project. Okay, so in the next lecture, we are going to start designing our application and creating our application, and we will add a basic text view.